Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. Hopefully I didn't scare you. All right, never know when these videos are gonna start when you go live. There's always a delay, you don't know. So sometimes I just totally cut myself off. We're gonna be talking about one of the most splendid housing bubbles in 2020. Just lost my place. Ninja, this is not good. Don't do that. All right, let's start it over again. From wolfstreet.com, the most splendid housing bubbles in America, January 2024 update with the biggest price drops in 2022, or from the 2022 peak. I know it sounds crazy. House prices are actually dropping. Now, there are some panic areas. I noticed that anywhere near the border of California is still panic season. And everybody is just fleeing communism, California, and they're trying to get somewhere free before they take Prop 13 away and tax the snot out of you no matter where you go. That day is coming. I do truly believe that. I'm not saying it's gonna happen tomorrow, but I do believe so. So I left. Whoo! Took the biggest risk of my life to do it. And I gotta be honest with you, I wanna put my money where my mouth is. I've told so many people, best time to start a side hustle is during a crash or right before going into a deep recession or a depression. And I'm gonna do that. I know it sounds crazy. I've gotta figure out where. I wanna start a farm again, but I wanna show people how to make money. I want people to be happy, not scared, freaked out, even though this world is a scary place and it's gonna get scarier. But we're gonna talk about housing today. And it's very important because there's a bunch of cities where house prices are falling off of a cliff. There's places like Boston where they're still going up. Why? Because there's some crazy people. This is the other thing that's crazy. Rates are gonna drop just a little bit. They've already have. And that's what another thing people don't understand. The Fed doesn't have to drop rates to lower rates. They just bluff you. And then all of the people say everything's great. We're gonna probably lower rates soon because things are great. And then the bond traders actually listen. The algos, the quants, see most trades that are happening in the world right now are done by computers, by AI. You know how easy it is? The Fed just goes, and I'll give you an example. Back in August, the Fed said, and Jerome Powell said, we don't even have to keep raising the Fed rate because the bond market's doing it for us. They were so scared. Everybody didn't want to, loan money out. They were so scared because inflation kept getting high and they went, screw it. We're not loaning you money for 5 years, 10 years, whatever, 30 years at X rate. We know inflation's worse. So the bond market sailed up higher as the Fed just stopped raising rates. Very similar to what happened in good old 2005. Weird how this stuff happens over and again. But here's the thing that you need to take away from that is that right now, mortgage rates are coming down and they're saying it could hit 5.5%. Totally can. And everyone's like, yes, because all they remember is how high it was, 8% for a 30-year fixed. Well, when we say 5.5%, I want you to understand that is for quality, high quality credit score with a thick binder. We're talking a big, pass with credit in your credit history, and you have to have 20% down. Okay, so just so you know, the low priced homes, you're gonna have problems because those people that are getting mortgages on the lower tiered homes, the priced homes in a nation, they're still gonna be buying much higher rates. So the pressure is still on. And then I want you to realize this, the Fed's gonna do an about face on rates. I know it sounds crazy, but we're losing the world reserve currency status of the dollar, and coupled with that, a bond crisis because of what's happening with commercial mortgage-backed securities. I'm going to read this story out of Wolf Street. We're going to talk about these different metro cities that are falling off a cliff, but I have to ask you, are you ready for this? Now, you know that I finally did it. I opened up the Real Estate Crash Master Course, and I put it on for 50% off, $2,500. It's $24.99. If you want it, cool. If not, no worries. I limited this month until the end of February, actually, no more than 50 people. So when you go click on the checkout, you can see how many people have bought. It's all my ex-students. Thank you so much. And we're going to be doing group coaching lessons. The Real Estate Crash Masterclass comes with all the real estate courses I've ever done. Plus, they're all bundled up. Plus, once a month group coaching calls. And I tell people this, I give a 30-day money-back guarantee as long as you haven't watched more than 50% of the videos. And after the 30 days, if you still, 1 year later, have not made 5 times the amount of the cost of the course, what's that? 2,500 times 5. You guys do the math. It's fast ninja math. Or I'm gonna even say $10,000. If you haven't saved more than $10,000 on your purchase of your first home, or the purchase of your first rental, or any rental after that, I'm going to personally do a personal call, a private call with you. We're going to look at your numbers, we're going to look at your mindset, and we're going to get it fixed right away. So that's my guarantee. All right, so that's down below if you want it. If not, no worries. And the cool thing is, check this out. To everybody that bought the How to Prepare for the Real Estate Crash Course, I'm still putting content on there. I've got 4 videos in the hopper for the next couple of months. I'm going to slowly release those so you could digest them. I'm not going to stop. I mean it when I say that when you spend that money and you invest in yourself, I'm going to give you the most value for your education you've ever given. I'm not going to sit there and just go, no, I'm going to make a new course now. All right, that's what I do. So check this out, bubbles, real estate bubbles. Let me ask you this real quick. Can you do me a big favor? Hashtag the city you're in, and then tell me, are real estate prices going up or are they going down? And then if you could do this too, because I want to go back down and see what people are saying. Also put in that comment next to their hashtag of your city, what's the biggest, and hashtag is the pound sign. So somebody, Neil, you're killing me. Everyone say hi to Neil today. He's talking about Vallejo, and it's absolutely right. Vallejo is down. But also, tell me, what do you see as far as construction? Are you seeing a lot of new construction or not? And I'll bet you most people say they're seeing a lot of construction, and that is going to be epic for this real estate crash. All right, it says right here, the overall home price index for the 20 metro areas that today's S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Home Price Index covers dipped a hair from the prior month, and is now forming a beautiful double top after a huge mind-blowing spike. Now, when we say a double top, it actually didn't. So we had our first peak in the Case-Shiller Home Price Index, blah, 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 blah. It's a long word. Came down, and then just the bubble, like, oh, people are like, oh my gosh, rates are going down. It peaked, and now it's coming down, but it didn't peak at the same level as the last peak. So we have a lower high, all right? All right, all you TA people, technical analysis is what it means. All the technical analysis people know exactly what this means. So it says here, we're going to get the individual most splendid housing bubbles, as we called them since 2017, to track their astounding surge. And we'll see some big price drops from the highs in 2022 in some markets. And we'll see some markets that put in new highs, and we'll see a lot of double tops. And some well on their way down from the second top. So today, S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Home Price Index, and I'm about to show you a really fancy chart, from November is a 3-month moving average of home prices whose sales were entered into public record in September, October, and November. So deals made in the fall. It lags, but it uses the sales paired method, comparing the sales price of the same house over time, thereby eliminating the issues associated with the median prices and average prices. All right, so here we go. Here's, oh, I can't make it big. That sounds like a personal problem. All right, here we go. We're gonna try it. This is the 20 city Case-Shiller Price House Index. Look at this. This is the 2007. You remember when your parents, or maybe you lost your home? Look at how amazing that looked and how bad it was. How many people remember 2008 as a bad time? I just put yes if that's you, all right? Thank you, Paula, for hashtagging this will make you rich. Now look at where we're at right now. Now to say this is worse is an understatement. I know it sounds crazy, but it is. It's like a couple devil horns right there. So here's the thing. Everyone goes, Ninja, this time is different. How's it gonna keep going up? Here's the good news. Ninja was a real estate investor prior to the bubble. You see, Ninja sold his houses mid-2005, right there. Look at that. It's actually when it peaked. Holy cow. Now, the really cool thing is, well, no, it's not cool. I saved my butt from a ton of losses because I was a paper millionaire, meaning that all my stuff was, I would say, illiquid because it takes a while to sell a house, right? So I saved my butt from a catastrophe because I was leveraged so much. I've learned a lot of lessons from them. I kept only 3 properties. Now back then, truth be told, I wasn't that big. I had 14 properties, but it was big for me. I didn't know anybody in the entire county that had that many. I know I did know somebody with 40-something doors, but he lost everything because he held on. I told him I was selling, and he said, no way, I'm not selling. And he lost everything in that. He's digging himself out of that, and he's going to be a success. But and he definitely sees this one coming now. We're really good friends, actually. And he sees this one coming. He's like, yeah, I see it coming. When I say dug himself out, he actually dug himself out really good. He's in a good position now financially. But back then, people thought I was crazy, saying there was a housing bubble. Well, now let's go into some of these metropolitan areas and talk about it, okay? All right, here we go. All right, here we go. So that's the housing bubble, right? Then they talk about, here's the double top of the 20 city index under a magnifying glass. And this is that little devil horn, right? Coming up, and it dropped, and now it's picking back up. Why? Because we have some inventory issues. And depending on where the home prices are, cheap homes are being gobbled up, all right? But if you look at the national sales average, the amount of homes being sold, it's still horrifically down. That's why the prices go up. So there's no velocity. There's very few homes being sold compared to a really a healthy market, all right? So now the next part of this cycle, real estate cycle, is inventory getting dumped on the market. And you're going to see that starting in this spring, all right? Coupled with that, just so you know, the area that I'm looking in right now, there are a ton of foreclosures. And they're REO properties. They were sneaking by the foreclosure process going, the banks were buying them back, and now they're selling them on the open market. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look at the foreclosure tomorrow, an REO. But they're still astronomically, I'll give you an example. I was going to go, Friday was best and final offer, and it's a $900,000 house fixed up. They're asking $609, and I was going to put in a bid for $5. Contractor already went through and said $200,000 worth of work. I'm like, I'll get that done for $100, because I can do most of it myself. And the bank took, there are 3 offers for $550. And I'm like, who's high? And you want to know who's high? The bank. The bank took an offer with a loan contingency, and it fell out. Like, okay. So the bank obviously is still trying to hold on to every penny right now. But in the near future, in the next 12 months, we're going to see them just unloading the wallets. So it says here, prices were below their 2022 peaks in 9 metros of 20 metros in the Case-Shiller Index. So first, we had San Francisco Bay Area down 12.8% since the peak of May 2022. These are all around May. The peaks came in between May, June, and July of 2022, just to give you an idea. And the peaks are different in different cities, all right? So Seattle down 12% from May of 2022. Portland, 6.8, Denver, 6.1, Phoenix, 5.1. We have Las Vegas, Dallas, San Diego, and Los Angeles. Los Angeles is an interesting one, down only 0.6%. You're like, that's not a lot, Ninja. Well, here's the thing. Those communists and Californians are trying to destroy the state really fast. So what are they doing? They got a great plan. They get rid of all the rich people. Get rid of the rich people because, you know, wow, they're nutball. Okay, so they're putting this billionaire or this mansion tax. So they're saying, hey, for every home you buy over a certain amount, we're going to charge you 4 points. Well, that just completely decimated the huge home market, right? Even more reason for millionaires and billionaires to leave. Well, I guess California has gotten a little too cocky, and pride always comes before a fall, I gotta say. It blows me away. It says here, month-to-month declines occurred in November in 13 of the 20 metros. Prices that set new highs in 7 of the 20 metros. The index year over year that went up were Cleveland, Charlotte, Atlanta, are not part of the most housing splendid bubbles because their home prices haven't risen nearly enough since 2000 to make it into this infamous list. So even certain places still haven't recovered since that time, back in the year 2000. But let's talk about the ones that went up. New York Metro, 7.4% up. Boston, we talked about Boston earlier, 7% up. Miami, 7%. Cleveland, Charlotte, Atlanta, and Tampa, all up between 7.4 and 3.4%. Now you have to realize this. We are in the middle of a downturn, and deflation, especially in housing, doesn't start all at the same time, all in the country at once. Okay, Father Time doesn't get up and go. I do it all the time. I love it. Hey, he's got a little sand cap on. Hey, what time is it? Oh, it's time for deflation? You had enough inflation? All right, let's just hit the switch. Boom, deflation. It happens throughout some parts and then slowly creeps into others. And then at one point, everything's dropping. So good news is you still have time. But And I want you to take advantage of this. Again, I'm going to put down that link to the Real Estate Crash Masterclass bundle with the group coaching calls. If you want it down below, it's 50% off. And so then my point being is this. You've got some cities that are going down. You have other cities that are going up. But here is the thing that you need to understand. For the entire country, all of them are under the lowest amount of sales in quite a long time. Meaning that there is such low velocity, so few homes, because Americans right now, these golden handcuffs, they're golden handcuffs, like, we're rich. Cool, sell your house. Well, I can't because I couldn't afford to buy anywhere else. Well, then you're not rich. You're not rich. You're like a paper millionaire owning $1 million stock portfolio in 1999. Well, fast forward to the year 2001. How do you feel now? You're broke. I know this. My father knows this. My father told me all the time. He tells a story. You know, he became a millionaire doing these Janus funds and all these technology funds because of the .com. And he says, I wish I would have sold at a certain point, you know? He still did well. He did well. But you look at those highs and you get trapped. You get trapped emotionally. You get trapped. I know that. I know what it's like to have stocks go from, I'm not joking, from 3 cents to $80. Praise God I sold some of it, but I wish I would have sold it all. If I would have sold it all, I would have had extra tens of millions of dollars. That's the truth. And I only sold a little bit. I got back 10 times what I bought the stock for. And then I let well over 10 million go bye-bye. It's hard. It's hard to deal with that kind of truth, reality. But that's what homeowners are about to do. And so the question is, are you going to be ready for it? I want you to be ready for it. You don't need a fancy course or group coaching calls. You don't need any of that crap to be a success. I didn't have any of that when I was starting out in the year 2000, 2001. I had a Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, and then I went and bought tons of other books on real estate. I bought like books from Garrett Sutton on how to start real estate corporations and all that kind of stuff. And I went nutball. And I didn't have people around me in my social circle to help keep me accountable or to bounce ideas off of. I've got that now. I started it. You don't need any of that, honestly, to be a success. So let me ask you this, and I want this to come out of your mouth out loud, and I want you to type it down below if you truly believe it. Do me a favor and hashtag Ninja Nation this somehow too. Tell me I am going to take advantage of this real estate downturn. Say it out loud and type it down below. You've got to do it because you've got to get in the mindset that I don't care what's said on the mainstream media, it's coming. These real estate corrections come every 7 to 10 years. Some are very small, some are a little bigger, and some are really big. Well, this is a 100-year cycle. This is a big deal. And also to everybody that hashtag this will make you rich or this will make you rich channel, I really appreciate it because I've got really, really big hopes for that. And I know it's going to be big and it's already trending. I'm meeting strangers and I say, can you type in this on YouTube and see what pops up? And it's popped up because so many people are over there watching the videos and it's moving. It's starting very basic right now. We're going to get a lot of people out of debt. We're going to get a lot of human beings out of debt and we're going to start watching them make money. And we're going to make the middle class rich again. That's how we're going to get our country back. Thank you so much for watching. If you want the real estate masterclass, cool. If not, no worries. It is limited to 50. So whatever is on the checkout list, that's how many are left up until the end of February. Okay. I want to get that first group coaching session and really put a lot of time into the first 50 people. Hope you guys have a great day. That's not my channel. The Real Estate Ninja. I'm not joking. I do that. I don't do it on purpose. Like, now I'm gone. I got to go. Bye everyone.